Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be ranking every single MCU project that we got in 2024 from worst to best. I know that I probably should have made this video in 2024, but better late than never. But before I get into this video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, and turn on post notifications so you're gonna find out when I post a new video. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Surprisingly, there were only 5 projects produced in 2025 from the MCU. Honestly, that is not that much project. I thought they'd at least have like 8 or 9, but they only had 5, which shows that Marvel is really putting quality over quantity, which I really like to see from my favorite franchise. Anyways, let's get into this ranking list, starting from worst to best. At number 5, I have What If Season 3. Reasoning, it's dumb, uninteresting concepts that no one asked for, and their overuse of Captain Carter really hurt the show. For more details, just go watch my review for Season 3 in my previous video. Let's move on. Alright, at the number 4 spot, and honestly, there's only 2 bad projects that they produced in this year. Other than that, they've been pretty good. At number 4, I got Echo. Now, Echo, if you ask me, was a bit of a letdown. I was actually kind of excited for this project, and I wanted it to be good. But to be honest, Echo was just really forgettable. Like, the only thing I remember from this show is the fight scene with Daredevil and all the scenes with Kingpin. Other than that, I also remember some of the other fight scenes that they had in the show. To say the least, this show was definitely carried by Kingpin and Daredevil. And I will always say that Marvel only made this show to set up and begin the MCU street level universe. What I mean by that is just to prepare us fans to see more of Spider-Man, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, all these street level heroes. They used this show just to set that up, because at the end they show Kingpin, running for mayor, and that ultimately is going to lead into Daredevil Born Again. Other than that, the show was just kind of boring, and honestly, like I said at the beginning, really forgettable. That's why it's so low on this list. Now, moving on to my top 3, this is where it gets good for Marvel. At my number 3 spot, which is actually a very big shocker that I'm going to say this, is Agatha All Along. If Agatha All Along was anything, it was a shocker. Like, it was a project that I was honestly thinking this will be the worst project Marvel will produce this year. For this show to be as good as it was actually crazy. I did not expect it to be as good as it was, and I also didn't expect me to enjoy the dynamic between these characters. I did not expect myself to be actually invested and wanting the next episode after one episode finished. I was actually, really wanted to keep up with this show. I wanted to see where it was leading to. The plot was interesting, and the ending definitely left me intrigued and wanting to see more of Agatha and Billy in the future of the MCU. All I gotta say for this is that Marvel, keep it up. This was a project that I thought was unnecessary, and I think all Marvel fans thought was unnecessary and unwanted and didn't need to be made, but it was actually really good. And Marvel, if you can keep pumping out projects like this, you guys will definitely go far. And DC and Marvel, that little rivalry that we had in early years, might be back, because DC might be coming back, and Marvel, y'all can come back for sure if you guys can continue to produce projects that shock and surprise us. With that being said, Agatha All Along was pretty good. Moving on to my number 2 spot, which is arguably a number 1 spot. If anybody had this at their number 1 spot, I would not be shocked, and I actually very respect your opinion on that. But in my opinion, I think this is a perfect number 2 spot. I got X-Men 97. This show was absolutely phenomenal. X-Men 97 was one of the coolest legacy shows of all time. The animation was amazing. The plot and villains were great as well, along with the fight scenes in the show. Oh my gosh, the animators deserve a raise, dude. The fight scenes in the show are absolutely amazing. One that comes to mind immediately is that tag team fight with Wolverine and Nightcrawler. That was peak cinema, I'm not gonna lie. This show was just great, especially after rewatching the original X-Men cartoons from the 80s and seeing them being brought into modern day TV, and Marvel doesn't mess it up. is amazing. But Marvel did their big one with this. They actually did the original show justice, and they actually made it just as great, if not greater, than the original. Marvel, I really hope that the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man TV show that's coming out in January 29th does as good as X-Men 97. All right, moving on to my number one spot, and honestly, you all knew it was gonna be here. I got on my number one spot, Deadpool and Wolverine. I mean, what can I say? Deadpool and Wolverine is what we all wanted and asked for and got. And sometimes when I think about an accurate Deadpool and Wolverine being in the same film, it still kind of baffled me that we actually got to see them in the same film and done right. And plus, we got so many cameos from this movie and so many dreams fulfilled because of this movie. And these cameos were just perfect and so good to finally see them on the big screen. Like, I did not expect a Gambit and Wesley Snipes' Blade to return in this movie. And the fact that they're both in the same film, done right and comic book accurate, it actually just baffles me how Marvel did this. It's an amazing film. To be honest, I cannot wait to see Deadpool and Wolverine again in the MCU. Along with all the other cameos that we saw in this, hopefully we see them in the future of the MCU as well. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure to subscribe, comment, share, and turn on post notifications so you're notified when I post a new video. And make sure to leave your ranking for all the MCU projects that they made in 2024. I want to hear what you guys think is the best project that they produced and what is the worst project they produced. Other than that, I'll see you on my next video. Peace!